My dad is awesome. He never married, kept 6 mistresses, and fathered enough children to form a soccer team. I'm the 7th child. Right in the middle. I would have been just another forgettable daughter, but I turned out pretty. My mom is a minor celebrity, which isn't bad to begin with, but I surpassed her, inheriting the best traits from both parents. So good looking that I'd run into 8 talent scouts a day just walking down the street. From childhood, my drawer was never empty of snacks and love letters. My legion of admirers could form a line stretching from Tiananmen Square to the Arc de Triomphe. I was really troubled, wondering how I could make them give up. Before I could come up with a solution, I had a little accident first. My dad's company faced a financial crisis. To solve the crisis and secure funding, my dad came up with a brilliant idea using his brain, which was smoother than a koala's. Send me to the big shot in the capital circle. To make matters worse, because I'm pretty, the big shot was very pleased. With just a snap of his fingers, my family's company was saved. My father was thrilled, and so was the big shot. Only I am unhappy, and now, something has happened that makes me even more unhappy. I threw away the pregnancy test, then grabbed a few tissues, folded them carelessly, and tossed them into the trash to cover the test. I want to die. I'm pregnant. My heart is pounding. What should I do? What should I do? The bathroom door was knocked, and a man asked me in a deep, magnetic voice, "Baby, why did you lock the door?" His voice is very pleasant, but hearing his voice only irritates me more. I casually make up an excuse to brush him off. I'm taking a shower. Outside the door, he says, "It's not like we haven't showered together before. Baby, open the door." I went all in with the act, quickly stripping off my clothes, grabbing a towel, and unlocking the bathroom door. The moment the door opened, before I could even see his face clearly, I was pulled into a broad embrace. He held me tightly, his chin resting on the top of my head. The scent of bitter orange leaves enveloped me. He spoke before I could. "Sweetheart, the person you saw today was my middle school classmate." She called my name, but I'd forgotten who she was, so I was just wondering why she knew me. That's why I talked to her. There's absolutely nothing between us. We had no connection back in school either. I've never been in a relationship before, nor have I had any ambiguous relationships. I didn't explain earlier because I wanted to make you jealous. "Sweetheart, don't be angry anymore." What nonsense is he spouting? I can't even process it, I replied. "I'm not angry. You are. You're in a bad mood right now. That's because I haven't gotten my period. I don't have any menstrual irregularities. Last month, he made some requests for his birthday. We didn't leave the house for a whole day and night. I forgot to take the birth control pill." I patiently wrapped my arms around his neck and said, "No, it's just your imagination, right?" He lowered his gaze to look at me. I blinked. "Really? There isn't?" His furrowed brows still didn't relax. "You do." I can't get through to him. Don't want to keep arguing. I tilted my head up and kissed him, skillfully unbuckling his belt. Logan Carter suddenly let go. Why does it always end like this? With that, he pushed me away and left the bathroom. I stared blankly at my reflection in the mirror. Even without makeup my natural face is quite pretty, and my figure is absolutely top-notch. Definitely not my problem. "Logan, what's going on?" I came out of the shower. Didn't even get a chance to say a word to him. Logan grabbed his pajamas and went in. Can't figure out what he's upset about. Says I'm angry, when clearly he's the one who's mad. I lay on the bed bored, playing a farming game while thinking about how to coax him later. Tonight Logan has a gathering and messaged me to pick him up. It's a job that could be done by a driver, but he insists on calling me. I conclude it's because he can't stand me not working and wants to give me something to do. I went. I don't like the scent of that club, so I waited outside the door. To avoid being late, I left early and still had to wait quite a while. I squatted by the roadside watching ants carry food, and even kindly opened a pack of biscuits to munch on, sharing some crumbs with them. When the ants had carried the third crumb into their little hole, Logan finally came out. I turned my head at the sound of voices. Logan stood a head taller than the crowd at his height of 1.89 meters. To his left was my 1.68-meter tall father, wearing an extremely ingratiating smile. I picked up another cookie crumb and was about to get up to find him when suddenly I saw a girl lifting her skirt as she ran toward Logan. "Logan, are you here to see me?" Her voice was clear as she looked up at him with sparkling eyes. Did you know I was returning home today? Meeting an old flame. I squatted back down. Continued watching the ants carry food, so stress-relieving. Make another little cookie. The ants carried it away again. Oh my. I'm such a good person. The ants definitely won't go hungry today. As I watched, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I took it out to look, and it was Logan asking me, "Baby, are you coming to pick me up?" Coming, watching ants, I finished the remaining cookies, stood up, and spoke to Logan. "I'm here." He turned his head and strode towards me. I wanted to go over too, but froze the moment I took my first step. Damn, my legs went numb from squatting too long. We weren't too far apart. And he quickly walked up to me and hugged me. "Baby, I missed you so much." I opened my mouth to speak but saw that girl from earlier staring at me gloomily from a distance. In a moment of thoughtlessness, I asked him, "Finished catching up with your old flame?" Logan frowned. "What? Nothing, baby." I interrupted him. "Can we go back first? Stop calling me baby. My legs are numb. I feel awful. I wanna die." Logan held my hand without saying a word. In the car, I kept my head down, scrolling through my phone, randomly searching for remedies for numb legs, ignoring him. The silence lasted until we returned to our place. Finally, the numbness in my legs subsided, and I was back to my lively self, eagerly tearing into the pile of accumulated packages. I opened 2 packages and found sanitary pads inside, when suddenly I realized a very important issue. I grabbed my phone and headed out. Logan asked me, "Where are you going?" I blurted out randomly, "I've been cooped up in the room all day, just going out to get some air." He didn't stop me. I zigzagged my way to the pharmacy, bought a pregnancy test, and followed the instructions to check. The result was positive. I was really pregnant. This is terrible. I want to die. I rolled over in bed, opened an app to search for information about abortion, and scheduled a checkup at a nearby hospital. Appointment confirmed. Logan had just finished showering. I closed the app and opened a game, wanting to glance at him but not daring to. My mind is a mess. After the game character died once again, Logan wrapped his arms around me from behind. His kisses wandered along my neck, tickling me. "Baby, you stole 12 glances at me just now. Is there really that much?" I hooked my arms around his neck. "I'm watching, not just watching, but kissing too." I kissed him. Logan is really good at kissing. His lips were soft and slightly cool. They would grow warm as we kissed. He liked it when I took the initiative. Then he turned the tables. He kissed fiercely. I gazed at him dazedly, my fingertips tracing his brows and eyes. So handsome, and such a good figure too. With parents this good-looking, their child must be quite attractive too, right? Leaning against his chest, panting, I asked, "What do you think about illegitimate children?" He frowned, his eyes filled with disgust. "Disgusting. Oh, better not think about the kid. I'm a bastard. My child is even the illegitimate child of an illegitimate child. He must absolutely detest it." I pondered thoughtfully. What if you had an illegitimate child? I wouldn't have one. I pressed further. What if? He gripped my wrist and pinned it above my head. "Take care of it?" I asked curiously. "How?" "Make the mother and child disappear together." Before I could even feel confused, he tore open my nightgown. He said hoarsely, "Baby, I don't like this assumption." Logan pinched my chin and kissed me again, biting my lips with an extremely suggestive intensity. "Keep making assumptions like that, and I'll kill you." Me? Is he a violent maniac, threatening to kill me at the drop of a hat? I spaced out for a moment. Something's not right. Wait. Where is his hand going? "I remember you can't do this when pregnant." I looked at him pitifully. "I'm not feeling well today. Can we try something else? The bedroom is carpeted with very soft rugs." I got out of bed and knelt on the rug, looking up at him. Logan pulled me up instead, frowning as he touched my forehead. "Are you feeling unwell?" He glanced at the date and pulled me into his arms. "My period is late this month. Does that mean my lower abdomen will hurt?" He picked up the blanket and wrapped me up snugly. "I'll get you some ibuprofen." I held him back. No need, it doesn't hurt." He stared at me for a long time, as if making sure I wasn't in discomfort before giving up on the idea of getting the medicine. His warm hand gently massaged my belly. Though I wasn't having menstrual cramps, the kneading felt quite pleasant, growing drowsy. I asked him, "Don't you want me to help you?" He nibbled my ear. applying slightly more pressure than usual. Just sleep well if you're not feeling well. Don't be greedy. Me, I wasn't being greedy. Don't talk nonsense. I was woken up by the ringing sound the next day. I don't know who was calling me. Groggily, I reached out for my phone but couldn't grab it. Go back to sleep, baby. Someone tapped me lightly on the back. I was so sleepy that I rolled over in his arms and fell asleep peacefully. When I woke up from my nap, the first thing I saw was a pair of pitch-black eyes staring back at me. Logan was staring straight at me. There's something different about the gaze. How should I put it? Usually when I wake up in the morning, Logan looks at me either with desire or with tenderness, but today, it sends chills down my spine. Logan, I cautiously tugged at his sleeve. What's wrong with him? Logan is holding my phone. He should have answered the phone call this morning. Is there an issue with the call's content? I'm racking my brain trying to think of who would call me. Other than salespeople and my dad, there's only the caregiver left. None of these would make Logan angry. What's going on then? He hooked a strand of my long hair with his fingertip and asked hoarsely, "Baby, is there anything you're hiding from me?" I instinctively shook my head. What do you mean? He leaned down, gently lifting my chin. Then can you tell me what checkup and abortion appointment in the memo mean? Sweetheart, you're pregnant. Aren't you? Me, damn. When I usually do things, after checking guides I like to organize them myself. So I don't have to repeatedly look up different information when I'm out. Yesterday I researched online which department to register for and which doctor would be good, then typed it into my notes. Logan doesn't have the bad habit of checking my phone, which is filled with all sorts of random things. When we first got together, I was still cautious, but after confirming he wouldn't touch my phone, my vigilance faded, and I stopped living like a thief. I just wrote it down yesterday. And he found it today. My breath caught. Could it be that he's been checking before, but I just didn't notice? I'm screwed. Now I'm really screwed. He didn't bring up the past, so let's set it aside for now. What's more urgent is the present. I opened my mouth and immediately denied it. No. He released the strands of hair entwined around his fingers, and the rough texture of his slightly calloused fingertips brushed against my cheek. Logan leaned down, coming so close to me that our faces were almost touching, our foreheads pressed together, breaths intertwining. His tone was calm. Is that so? I forced myself to say, yes, my sister is pregnant and asked me to accompany her, making up a sister out of thin air. Which sister? The fifth sister. Thank you, sis. I'll remember your kindness. Logan chuckled. It's her. I nodded vigorously. Yeah, it's her. Once the lie started, the rest came easily. You know how it is. My sister's marriage is miserable. My dad's being an idiot not letting them divorce. When parents don't love each other, of course they'd abort the pregnancy. Otherwise, they'd just be torturing both the child and themselves by having it. Not sure which sentence was said wrong. Logan's smile instantly vanished. He got up with a cold laugh. Then he didn't speak to me. He didn't speak to me during breakfast either. I felt a bit panicked. Why does he get angry so easily? He was angry yesterday and is angry again today. The 7-year itch is too long. 3 years are enough to grow tired of each other. The longer we're together, the more he seems to dislike me. Sigh, let me try to cheer him up. If it really doesn't work, we'll talk about it later. I stood on tiptoe to help him with his tie. Logan was truly angry. He didn't even bend down to accommodate me. I pitifully wrapped my arms around his neck, hanging on to him. Logan, why are you ignoring me? He plucked me off and left with his watch strapped to his wrist. Only one sentence remained. Figure it out yourself. Can't be bothered to think. He went out, and I'm going out too. I changed my clothes and rushed to the hospital for a checkup, after running up and down waiting for the results for several hours. I got the pregnancy test report. The test results show that an abortion can be performed. I've scheduled an abortion for tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. I looked down at the pregnancy test report and walked out. So much data. I don't understand. I can only read the test results. Pregnancy status. I sighed. I quite like children. What a pity. Logan doesn't like it. Destined to meet but not to be together. I wasn't watching where I was going and bumped into someone. I instinctively said sorry and tried to walk around. But the person I bumped into blocked my path again. Emma Blake, I came here to find you. Who's looking for me? I looked up in confusion and saw a somewhat familiar face. We had met yesterday, Logan S. Old Flame. We found an empty seat in the coffee shop and sat down. I don't like coffee, So I ordered a glass of milk. The person across from me ordered an iced Americano. I really don't know who likes drinking iced Americanos. They must have a high tolerance for bitterness. I took a sip of milk, and she seemed to be waiting for me to ask, "I don't feel like talking. You're the one who came to me. Yet you expect me to start the conversation. What kind of person does that? But she bought me milk, so I'll bear with it. I'll leave after finishing the drink." Seeing my prolonged silence, she took the initiative to say, "My name is Ava Chandler, and I am Logan's childhood friend." Me, "Oh, take a sip of milk. Sweet, pretty tasty, but it's not as good as Wang's Eye milk. I'll go to the convenience store to buy a can later. Haven't had it for a long time. I want to drink it." I said I'm his childhood sweetheart, Ava repeated again. I nodded, my hearing isn't that bad. She saw I wasn't budging and opened her bag. I was lost in thought. Would she pull out a fruit knife from her bag and stab me? Luckily, she didn't. Ava pulled a check from her bag and slid it toward me. I counted, 1, 2, 3, 6 zeros, starting with a 5, 5 million. Here's 5 million, leave Logan. I paused for a moment, then asked her, "Are you serious?" Logan is very wealthy. He usually spends more than 5 million just on gifts. It's hard to imagine why Ava thought 5 million could make me leave. Of course, Ava took a sip of her iced Americano and said calmly, "Going through all that trouble to create coincidental meetings, repeatedly making yourself seen in front of him. Wasn't it all for the money?" Her gaze swept over me from head to toe as she laughed. "What do you think he'd do if he knew you'd been scheming from the very beginning, Emma? You'd better quit while you're ahead. Take these 5 million and leave. If he finds out your true colors, your father's company, and your mother's illness, could both face some unfortunate accidents." I jerked my head up abruptly. My eyes lingered on her face before dropping back to that check. 5 million. That's enough for me to spend for a long time, Ava reminded me. Gold diggers should know when to quit while they're ahead. But I pushed the check back and said slowly, "No need to trouble yourself. Before he grows tired of me, I won't leave." My father's idea of selling me for money was to send me straight to someone's bed. I was speechless. My mother was ill at the time, and he was on the verge of bankruptcy. As for me, I had just graduated from college, earning a salary that was utterly useless in changing the situation, and I could do nothing about it. After an intense internal struggle, I decided to throw caution to the wind and follow my father's advice. Become a gold digger. Then, the first time I was locked in a room, the man who pushed the door open resembled a blobfish. They say he's the treasured late-born son of the Chen family, doted on like a pearl, extremely wealthy. He's quite satisfied with me too. But I'm not satisfied. Seeing him made me realize that not everyone is cut out to be a gold digger. At least, I'm not very good at it, even if I were. It definitely couldn't be with him. The blobfish's eyes gleamed as it approached me. The thought of what might happen next scared me so much that I bolted out the window. Fortunately, it was on the second floor, and luckily I was quick on my feet. I climbed out the window and escaped. Afterward, my father cursed at me. "Do you have any idea how furious young Master Chen is? Don't even think about me paying your mother's medical bills. I do have a job, with a monthly salary of 8,000. To be fair, as a fresh graduate, my salary is quite high, but my mother's targeted therapy drugs cost 5 figures per month. After she fell ill, our savings were wiped out in an instant. My father has many lovers and simply doesn't care about my mother. If I weren't good-looking and valuable, he wouldn't care about me." He was furious and cut off the financial support for me and my mother. I leaned against my mother's hospital bed, holding her hand and watching her peaceful sleeping face. Thanks to my good interpersonal relationships, I borrowed money everywhere to pay the medical bills. What comes next is still uncertain. I started reviewing the list of those who had shown interest in me before. Unfortunately, while there were wealthy ones, none were willing to accept spending at least several $100,000 to treat my mother's illness. I spent days convincing myself. So what if I'm a blobfish? At least a blobfish has money. I finally managed to convince myself to attend a dinner party, ready to get close to the blobfish, only to find that the blobfish already had another woman by its side. She was holding the blobfish's arm, chatting and laughing, looking like a loving couple. I even saw them kiss. I was utterly shocked and murmured, "Not everyone can earn this kind of money. It must be really hard for her." Indeed, someone beside me chimed in, with someone responding to me, My urge to vent surged. Before I saw them kissing, I thought I could tolerate being with him. Sorry if this sounds rude, but I genuinely feel a bit nauseous. Have you thought about being with him? Yeah, I've considered it, but reality defeated me. Lack of money, nothing can be done about it. Looks like I'll have to find someone else. I started dreaming. Do you think there are any good-looking and rich people out there? Gender, age, none of that matters, as long as they're good-looking. Oh. And they have to be single. I don't want to be the other woman or the side piece. People who are both good-looking and rich either don't want a relationship or have some issues. Otherwise, who would pour money into a bottomless pit for a gold digger? Rich people are rich, not mentally ill. I sighed deeply, praying that the next rich person wouldn't be uglier than young Master Chen. Yes, the person talking to me spoke again. I turned my head curiously. Who? Can you recommend someone? I'm very pretty. People have been complimenting me since I was little. I'll give you a referral fee if it works out. I didn't see the other person's face, only their chest. So tall, they must be at least 20 centimeters taller than me. I'm 168 meters tall. Isn't the other person supposed to be 188 meters? I slowly looked up, and what caught my eye was an incredibly handsome face. I guarantee, if he were thrown into the entertainment industry, he'd definitely become a star. Then I heard him say, me. I didn't catch on. What? He bent down to meet my eye level and asked with a smile, Miss Blake, would you consider giving me a chance? That's how we got to know each other, of course. My utterly clueless father, seeing that I knew him, doubled down and once again tried to deliver me to someone's bed. This time, I didn't run away. That's something to be told later. Ava got some unreliable gossip from who knows where. All of it was wrong. Logan knew from the very beginning that I wanted money. He didn't care at all. What's wrong with spending money to have some fun when you're really wealthy? The problem that was troubling me was solved effortlessly. My mom switched to a more expensive and effective targeted therapy, along with specialists I never dared to dream of consulting. Her tumor was in a tricky location. And all the previous doctors had said surgery wasn't an option, recommending conservative treatment instead. And Logan invited an industry expert who had just undergone surgery at the beginning of the year and is recovering well. Perhaps these were just small favors to Logan, but they meant the world to me. He is an incredibly kind person. I won't leave him until he grows tired of me. Ava can't make me leave him, and neither can the child. I like children. Logan doesn't. Then just abort it. It shouldn't affect us. Recalling yesterday's probing of Logan and his response, along with that chilling look he gave me this morning, an abortion is just a minor procedure. Just find some excuse to hide it. I touched my belly. What a pity. Your father doesn't like you. Ava threatened to expose my true colors to Logan when I refused to accept it. I ignored her, stopped by the supermarket to buy some ingredients, and headed back. Logan has been easily irritated these past 2 days. I need to cheer him up. I grew up in a southern coastal city, so Logan prefers lighter flavors. We have quite a lot of overlapping food preferences. It's very comfortable to get along with him. I fried 2 eggs and then some fish, planning to make a fish soup. The fish was bubbling in the clay pot, and I dropped the fried eggs in. The milky white soup looks delicious. While I was covering the pot to cook the lettuce, Logan came back. He walked in and glanced at me, but unlike usual, he didn't come over to hug me, give me a kiss, and say, honey, I'm home. Seems he's really upset. I finished the last dish, stir-fried shrimp with asparagus, and brought it to the dining room. Logan still came to help. He carried the heaviest fish soup. With the meal set, I served him rice and watched him eagerly. Logan, his voice remained calm. Do you know where you went wrong? Me, I don't know. I forgot to think about it. I cautiously suggested. Maybe you could remind me. Logan cast a fleeting glance at me and then started eating. Under the circumstances, let's eat first. If we don't eat now, the food will get cold. I scooped a bowl of fish soup, gulped it down. So fishy. Feeling nauseous. Peeking Logan. He's still eating, annoyed. Swallow it. It's really fishy. I lower my head, poking at the rice in my bowl. I don't want to eat anymore. Logan is ignoring me. So annoying. I'll just take another sip of the fish soup. I picked up the spoon and scooped a spoonful, just as I was about to drink it. He took away both the bowl and the spoon. I looked up, and he said the second sentence to me after coming back. If you don't want to eat, then don't. He's so fierce, he won't even let me eat. I sulked. Oh, this time. He ruffled my hair. It's normal to be sensitive to smells during pregnancy. Don't force yourself to eat what you don't like. He picked up a piece of tofu for me. But you haven't eaten much. Have something else. I don't feel like eating anymore. He pulled me onto his lap. Good baby, open your mouth. I'll feed you. Me. His tone is so gentle. I looked down at the tofu. I made it. My cooking skills are excellent, with perfect color, aroma, and taste. I took a bite of the tofu, and he praised me. Good job, baby. You ate it all. That really wasn't necessary. It's as if we're not eating but cooking instead. The mood was right, so I wrapped my arms around his neck and whispered, Darling, I want something else. Feed me. Okay. Then he fed me a piece of black pepper beef. It wasn't until after the meal that I belatedly realized something was off. Logan, what did he just say? I stared at his back as he was clearing the dishes. After he put the things in the dishwasher, I hugged him from behind. I pressed my face against his back. Are you still angry, brother? Logan turned around. Don't call me brother. Oh, he's angry. He used to coax me into calling him brother, but today when I took the initiative, he actually told me not to. Logan suddenly moved closer and pinned me against the kitchen wall. An unusually forceful kiss came down. When he kissed me until tears welled up in the corners of my eyes, he slightly loosened his grip. Don't call me brother, especially when you're pregnant, if you don't want to die by my hands after giving birth. Behave yourself. I blinked slowly and asked, Is that all? He pinched my chin. What else do you want, baby? I didn't answer, leaning against his chest. How did you know? Logan said bluntly, I know everything about you. Emma, cancel your abortion appointment. Spent a whole day thinking and still couldn't figure out why I was angry. Then you went ahead and scheduled an abortion, and still dared to ask me not to be upset. I muttered sullenly, You're the one who said you didn't like children. I was just following your wishes. He lifted me onto the kitchen counter, his palm caressing my belly, a little bulging. But not from a baby, just from eating too much earlier. Emma, you should ask, I'm pregnant, should we keep the baby? Instead of asking me, what would you do if you had a secret child? I turned my head away. There's no difference. He cupped my face and turned it back. There is a difference. Our child will be born in wedlock. He pressed his forehead against mine, his tone suddenly turning dangerous. Or perhaps, Miss Emma, you've never even considered marrying me. I felt a pang of guilt and avoided his gaze. I really hadn't thought about it. Wasn't he only with me because he found me attractive? I'm already 25 years old, although by today's standards I'm still very young. In this world, there will always be someone younger than you. Logan, people like him are in high demand. Just look at Ava and you can tell. If he wanted, with just a crook of his finger, a crowd would come running. Just like me, I have many admirers, and even now. Former male classmates occasionally send me ambiguous greetings. Logan has one more highly tempting advantage than me. He's very wealthy. It's obvious to anyone how many people must like him. Where there's a first time for lust, there's bound to be a second, if we were really married. I might not be able to tolerate my partner's infidelity. It would lead to a very unpleasant situation. Logan grabbed my chin, his tone flat. So you can tolerate it now? No, I couldn't. Last time I saw him with Ava was also annoying. But I shouldn't be annoyed. Don't lose your temper with him. He's a good person. He helped me a lot. I bit my lip. I'm sorry. He sighed. Baby, what are you apologizing for? I'm happy that you get angry because of me. He tucked my stray hair behind my ear. I like it when you care about me. I looked at him in confusion. Why? Logan bent down to kiss me. Because I love you. Logan told me he likes our child. Don't get rid of it. I'm not angry because you're pregnant. But because you didn't tell me about the pregnancy and your first instinct was to secretly abort it. Logan finally realized that letting me reflect on my own won't help me see the problem. The more I guess, the worse it gets. Why did you deny it when I asked if you were pregnant? My gaze drifts aimlessly as I curl myself into a tight ball and tuck into the corner of the sofa. I feel like I'm going to get scolded. I cover my ears. Don't scold me too harshly. I'm fragile-hearted. Logan pries my hands away. I looked at him pitifully. Can't I just cover my ears? Do I really have to listen? Fine, I'll listen then. If you scold me until I cry, I'll just hide and cry secretly. I won't scold you. Is that true? It is. I looked at him for a while, making sure Logan wouldn't scold me. Then I reached out and hugged his neck. You didn't scold me. You're a good person. Logan lifted me up and clicked his tongue lightly. Where did you learn to hand out nice guy cards everywhere? Tell me, how many people have you given them to? I denied it outright. Only you. Is that so? I nodded vigorously. Yes, he said coolly. I've personally witnessed you telling 3 people you're a good person. Me, darling. Making lying a habit isn't a good trait. Logan placed me on the bed and took a pen from the drawer. The ballpoint pen tip rolled across the collarbone. It's so itchy. I looked down and saw him drawing 2 oranges on my skin. Logan stroked his artwork with satisfaction. Even though we've done far more intimate things together, I couldn't help but blush at this moment. Baby, twice now, promise me 1 request for every time you lie to me. Okay, I stammered. What requests? The first request is. My heart was in my throat. Trust me a little more. Sorry for not giving you enough sense of security. Logan asked me to trust him more. I don't know how to begin. He prompted me by asking what I did today and if I met anyone. I originally wanted to talk nonsense. Looking into his eyes, I suddenly couldn't say it. I hesitated for a moment. At the hospital, I ran into your childhood sweetheart. Logan raised his voice slightly. Suddenly realizing my mistake, I said, No. Not your childhood sweetheart, it's Ava. I wrapped my arms around his waist and cooed. She was the one who said she's your childhood sweetheart. I was just repeating it. I didn't believe it. I actually believed it. But then I suddenly remembered. Logan told me she was just a middle school classmate whose name he couldn't recall. He asked me to trust him a little. I looked up. Brother, you want me to trust you, so you'll believe what I say too, right? He pinched my cheek. His eyes brimming with laughter. I believe you. I babbled to him in frustration. Ava offered me 5 million to leave you. Did you agree, baby? Of course not. He patted my head. Baby finally did something right. Here's a little reward for you. I hesitated. Can we not? Logan used to give me rewards frequently too, but his rewards, I don't even know who's being rewarded here. My cheeks gradually grew warm. At least wait until 3 months later, okay? It's better not to during the first trimester. He chuckled lightly. Your little head is full of naughty thoughts. He picked up my phone and waved it at me. I saw it clearly. It was a bank text message, a deposit of 5,000,000 yuan. Me, if you don't want it, give it back to me. I sat up straight and kissed him wildly. I want it. Logan, you're such a good person. He held me up so I wouldn't fall. Baby, I'd rather hear you say something else. He stared straight at me. I slowly stepped back. I said, I love you too. The first orange was his way of asking me to trust him a little more. Sometimes I don't notice until someone points it out. Logan reports everything he does to me. He keeps nothing hidden from me. He tells me everything whenever I ask. On a Sunday afternoon, we were in the study after finishing our meal. Logan was reading a book. While reading, he wore a pair of gold-rimmed glasses with chains dangling and swaying, giving off a very refined yet rogue vibe, especially at this moment. Logan hadn't turned a page in his book for a long time. His Adam's apple bobbed as he asked me, Baby, having fun? I smiled sweetly. Just keep reading your book. He loosened his tie and flipped the page, yet his eyes were clearly red at the corners, veins pulsing at his temples, but so sweet to hear. When I've had enough fun and snuggle into his arms, Logan's book has only been flipped 2 pages from the beginning. I scolded him. You're not being serious about reading at all. Don't do this next time, okay? He intertwined his fingers with mine. Baby, wait until the child is born. Wait for the child to be born. Wait for the child to be born. I've heard him say this so many times. With so many debts, 1 more won't crush me. I'm not scared at all. Future matters will be handled by the future Emma. I won't worry about it now. Anyway, right now, no matter what, the worst he can do is pin me down and kiss me, seeing that I had no intention of continuing to play. He finally took out a very thick booklet. Alright, now let's start choosing the wedding decorations. Which one do you like? I felt dizzy amidst the dazzling array of designs. I like this and that too. I want them all. I blurted out, how about getting married and divorced a few more times? Then Logan kept tabs on again. Woo-woo, I was just saying it casually. His second request was for me to marry him. We didn't even have a wedding ceremony, just got the marriage certificate, on an ordinary day. Logan woke me up, saying he would take me out to play. I'm sleepy, my mind isn't clear yet, and he carries me to wash up. Where are we going to play? You'll find out soon. Then, we went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to play. I asked him at the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau, "Is this a place for fun?" He replied without changing his expression, "Yes, me, Chinese people. Since we're already here, I got the Red Book as a bonus, fortunately." Logan's schedule wasn't just about going to the Civil Affairs Bureau. In the afternoon, we went to the orange grove to pick oranges. I picked a whole basket and sneaked one to eat. The orange is sweet and delicious. I can't finish the whole thing, so I'll give the rest to Logan to eat. Logan took a bite, ate the baby. No eating, just gonna eat. No, I try to grab the orange from his hand. Logan devours it in one bite. I pounced on him. "At least save a slice for me." He caught me steadily. "There's none left. I've devoured every bit. Sweetheart, damn it. We were eating oranges. It's not me." After playing all day, I was so tired that I fell asleep leaning on his shoulder. The autumn sunlight was gentle. I had a very peaceful sleep. I dreamed of my 17-year-old self, carrying books as I walked through the high school campus grove. Ripe oranges hung from the branches. I reached out to pick one, and my fingertips brushed against another's. In reality, I said sorry and turned to leave. In my dream, I looked up and saw a familiar face. The slightly youthful him smiled and asked me, "Emma, classmate, do you still remember me?" Extra. Emma doesn't remember me. At the banquet, she followed a couple like a thief, peeking at them the whole way. The woman was quite pretty, and the man was called Chen something, looking like a blobfish. She followed them, and I followed her. After walking a short distance, she stopped with a stunned expression on her face. I casually glanced over. The couple was kissing. "Gift me to the elite of the capital circle." Her. I was talking to her when I realized she had actually considered being with that blobfish, because she was short on money. If a blobfish can, why can't I? I tempted her. "How about considering me?" She thought I was attracted by her beauty. Actually, that wasn't the case. She had simply forgotten me. She probably wouldn't remember that when she was a child living with her mother in a small southern town, there was always a quiet little boy downstairs in their neighborhood. Nobody likes him, only she would talk to him when she sees him. "Big brother, I'll share some candy with you. Mom bought me a big bag today. It's so sweet, big brother. Mom made some cookies today. Here, try one. Big brother, these are oranges I picked today from the orange grove. They're delicious. My name is Emma, and this is an orange." It's me. She's familiar with all the kids in the neighborhood, striking up a conversation with anyone and everyone who passes by. Even the dogs passing by get asked if they'd like a little meat treat. I'm just one of them. She doesn't remember. "So what?" I kissed her half asleep. "Baby, call me brother," she murmured drowsily. "Brother, stop it, I'm sleepy." The autumn night was tender. She is in my arms. Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, so feel free to share your opinions. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great stories. We'll see you in the next video.